Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about Nintendo Switch, Goldeneye, Mega Man, Super Mario, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Ryujinx. And Ryujinx got a small update here that helps out with a couple of games. Now before you get too excited, this is more about macOS than anything, and I don't know how many of you are on macOS using Ryujinx, but this update is for you. Version 1.1.595 here has a Vulkan fix that fixes some visual issues in A Hat in Time and Super Mario Odyssey on the closed source build of macOS. And next up here, we're still talking about Switch emulation on PC, but we're talking about Yuzu, and Yuzu also got a brand new update, but the early access LDN version, and it has to deal with networking. It is worth pointing out that this is an early access build of Yuzu, which means you've got to be a supporter of Yuzu in order to access it. Very similar to Skyline, these changes will hit the mainline build probably in a couple of weeks, maybe even sooner. Early Access 3327 allows to connect with IPv6 and host names in Direct Connect on LDN menu. So at a super high level here, it looks like some online functions of Yuzu might be getting a little bit better. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. And next up here, if you've got an Ambernic handheld, you might like this brand new update with ArkOS, provided you're using ArkOS. This update applies to the RG353M, RG353V and VS, and RG503 only. It adds in a brand new mode here that might help out with battery life when you're not using the device. It adds the ability to switch to deep sleep mode. You go into options and then the advanced section and you should find it in there. And speaking about advanced sections, next up here we're talking about something very interesting, the Mega Man X engine. This is now fully available, a Mega Man X framework made in GameMaker to be used to create fan games. This engine is free, it's open source, and it's available right on GitHub. I'll drop a link to it in the description below. It is worth pointing out though that this engine is not complete yet. They recommend using it only if you are practicing or really know what you're doing. If you are curious at what this engine might be able to accomplish, I'll drop a link to the MMX Engine YouTube channel in the description below and feel free to check it out. Next up, we're talking about Goldeneye 007, and it's set to hit the Switch as well as Xbox Game Pass on January 27th. Rare here has a very interesting tweet. They say only 2 days until you get to experience DAM with an Xbox controller for the first time. I guess they've never heard about emulation before. And speaking about emulation, next up we're talking about Commodore 64 and CAIM. CAIM is a brand new game here. It's a top-down action-adventure game for the Commodore 64. It balances action, exploration, and puzzles with an emphasis on the narrative. The game has 30 rooms to explore. There's 3 difficulty settings, an in-game map, in-game achievements, and it's compatible with both PAL and NTSC. It is available on itch.io, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Next up, we're quickly talking about the Elder Scrolls Online. If you still play this game, there's a brand new expansion here called Necrom. It introduces a brand new Arcanist class, zones, and more. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to the global reveal in the description below and feel free to check it out. And last up here, we're talking about the unreleased Super Mario 64 DD, or Super Mario Disc version. You can now play this game on the regular N64. This one is available at romhacking.net, and I'll leave a link to the patch in the description below, so feel free to check it out. From my understanding, the big difference between the disc version and the cartridge version after this patch is possibly a bit of the audio, and that's really about it. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.